perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football and certainly the loudest as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You talk about this Chiefs defense. And they played well against the pass. Currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now it's Burrow. Going out wide, finds Chubb. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. Burrow will throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
On 2.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb to the 27-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know you're just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Burrow. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Able to find Higgins. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Now it's Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Chubb is into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal. They've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. Up to the 20. You talk about this Bengals defense. They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
2nd down and 8. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Here's Jones on the return. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And Chubb try the middle here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Burrow looking to pass. And that's off the mark, incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold him to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them, because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance, because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
On 4th down, the rookie Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now here's Mahomes. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Well, they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. This one complete to Yoshibas. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Butker on for the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
On 1, ready?
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They go up the middle with Chubb. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Here's 2nd and 3. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And the Chiefs are going to get him. It was Rio Chanel who got in to drop it.
Partner to Mike linebacker, no linebacker, so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. Now Burrow loses the football. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They're starting to put some space here. You know, 1st quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This 2nd quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Chiefs at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 1:55 left to go in the 1st half of play. 3rd and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they tell their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, well, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They're going to look to throw. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. Now he's free at the 35. He may go. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they wanted to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing. Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Here's 2nd and 10. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 2nd and 10. They go play action with Burrow. He's got his man. That's Sample, the tight end. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A gain of 32 that time.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there,
That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
This will be caught by Brown. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Second and 9. They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Chase Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Four seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Slot man moves right. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. His throw incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
God, I can't believe what I want, guys. Just crap.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaulden. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They go play action. Now Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. Able to find Gray here. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now Mahomes. The tight end Kelce has it over the middle. And he's knocked to the turf right there at the 46-yard line. The first catch for the All-Pro Kelce. It's a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Pacheco gets it and tries the left side. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Mahomes going to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. Mahomes now to throw. He'll buy some time right. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll set up a throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Now it's Burrow. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
George Karlaftis
Able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Cook able to escape. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the 3rd.
Here's a running play now with Chark.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Throwing now is Mahomes. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly they're still short for 4th. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. This one from 48 yards away. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got a man, it's Brown. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't. But he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
Looking deep here for Chase. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Burrow.
Into space at the 45.
And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Burrow on play action. On the move to his left. Now a short one to Gesicki. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Play action. It's Burrow sliding out of the pocket. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Again, it's Burrow. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And they'll get this down to the 10. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone and throw into the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
2nd and 10. Now Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Andre Yoshivas from 10 yards out. And the Bengals have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So how about this for a turn of events? They cut the lead with a touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, get the football right back.
And what a swing in a short amount of time, because the momentum was totally against them. Now it's all in their favor. They've got a chance to go into the lead if they get the ball to the end zone.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Open man is Yoshivas. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll run with Chubb. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Chubb. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th. This feels like something we'd see more commonly, CD, in a college game. They give it to the receiver down here in the red zone, but it winds up successful.
Yeah, partner, I think you'd think it's less likely to find running space to the edge down here close to the end zone where things are so condensed. But a lot of times you end up focusing on the running backs, and they're able to slip it to the receiver, and it resulted in a touchdown.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. This is 1st and 10.
Hey, 43, 15.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Here's 2nd down.
Hey, 43.
Here's Mahomes to throw, escaping the pressure right. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
So the road a little tougher here. Now 1st and 20. Mahomes to throw it. He'll get this one to Kelsey. That's complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they will take a knee and set up what would be a potential game-winning field goal try. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A little unconventional, but another kneel down here as they work towards a field goal try. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Third down and goal coming up here. They'll try and run with Pacheco. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick is right there. It's good, and it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that smart.
Fun if you won, and fun for us, because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So for the Chiefs, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.